The wind whispered through the palace halls, a lonely sound that matched the quiet sorrow in Queen Anaya's heart. Her husband, the king, was gone. The great empire's army was at the gates, their banners a dark stain on the horizon. But sorrow was a luxury she could not afford. She looked down at her son, little Kaelin, sleeping peacefully in his cradle. He was the future, and for him and for her people, she would not surrender. She would fight. The palace was a flurry of activity. The last of her people were fleeing through the secret tunnels. Anaya, however, was not leaving. She strapped on her armor, a weight she had never worn before, and took up the sword that had belonged to her husband. It felt heavy, but true. In the courtyard, her loyal steed, a magnificent white horse, waited. She tied Kaelin securely to her back in a soft sling, his small body a warm, precious weight against her. He was her reason, her strength. With a final, deep breath, she rode out of the palace gates. The ground thundered beneath her horse's hooves. The air was thick with the dust of the approaching army. She was one woman against an empire. The clang of steel against steel filled the air. Anaya fought with the grace of a dancer and the ferocity of a lioness. She was not fighting to win, but to hold the line, to give her people the time they needed to escape. Every swing of her sword, every parry, was a prayer for safety, for freedom, for the small, sleeping child on her back. She could feel his gentle breathing against her spine, a constant reminder of what was at stake. The sun began to set, painting the sky in fiery hues of orange and red. The sounds of battle began to fade. The Empire's army had been delayed. Her people were safe. Anaya, exhausted but victorious in her purpose, looked back at the empty road. She turned her horse and rode into the twilight, her sword now sheathed. The weight on her back was no longer a burden, but a testament to her love. She was no longer just a queen or a widow. She was a warrior, a protector, and a mother. And as the stars began to appear in the night sky, a new legend was born. The legend of the queen who rode for freedom, her heart a shield, her love a sword, and her son the hope of a new day.